Have you ever been embarrassed by a lie that you told and it came out to haunt you later? Well, I have, and here's my funny story. A couple of years ago, I was caddying on a random Thursday in the summer, and I got assigned a group by my boss, Jack Cox. When I was assigned the group, I could tell from the start that the member, Mr. Raff, was a really funny guy, just by his overall demeanor and the jokes that he was cracking. When we got to the first tee, he told me that it was going to be a long day because the other guys that he had in his group were guests, and they weren't very good at golf. I told him not to worry and that I was an experienced caddy and I would help them around the course. Well, after the first hole, Mr. Raff asked me what my handicap was. And for those who don't know, a handicap is a numerical number that is assigned to you to let you know what your score would be over even par. For example, if I was an 8 handicap at a par 72 course, that means I would regularly shoot 80, which is a very good score for a everyday golfer. So, Mr. Raff asked me what my handicap was after the first hole, and I said 5. So, at Eagle Oaks, I would be shooting 77 on average every time. I'm not a 5 handicap, but I was such a good caddy that I thought, if I said I was a 5 handicap, these guys would listen to me, because if I told them what my regular handicap was, which was an 18, they may not. So as the round progressed, the day was going really well, and there was a lot of laughs, and everybody was having a lot of fun. When we got to the 15th hole, which was the second hardest hole on the course, we were 200 yards out, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and the wind was whipping in our face. I gave the distance to the pin, which was 200, and I said, there's wind in our face, Mr. Raff, so I would play this about 210, 215 yards. Well, Mr. Raff took a club and handed it to me, and he said, "Go ahead." I looked at him and I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, you're a 5 handicap, you should be able to put this on the green, and if you put it on the green, I'll give you $100. I replied right away, "Mr. Raff, I can't do that, I don't want to get in trouble out here. Suppose somebody drives by on a golf cart and sees what I'm doing, I do not want to get in trouble. Come on, just play." And he insisted. He said, "We're not moving till you hit this golf ball." I was red in the face, and I took off my caddy bib, and I took a practice swing with his club, only for him to laugh at me, and the rest of the members of the group to laugh at me and say, "Wow, that's your practice swing and you're a 5 handicap? Oh boy." Well, I was really intimidated, and I hit the ball about probably 15 yards, because I was so nervous. And usually, I would hit the ball, but it wouldn't be only go 15 yards, it would go a lot further than that. So he threw a ball out again. He goes, "That must be some sort of mistake." And keep in mind, everyone was laughing at me in the group at this point. Well, I hit the ball again, and I snapped it way left, right into the woods. Everyone was hysterically laughing at me in the group, and I felt really embarrassed. So Mr. Raff took a ball out, threw it 50 yards in front, and he goes, "Well, that's 150. You should be able to hit that shot. Come on." He goes, "I'll still give you the money if you put it on. Don't embarrass yourself." Well, what did I do? I snapped the ball in the water. I was so nervous and embarrassed by the fact that I lied that I didn't know what to do, but only feeling more embarrassed. So I go, "Well, can we get going now? Can we keep playing out this hole?" Well, he threw a box of balls at me, about 20 in all, and said, "You couldn't put one of these on the green if you wanted to," and everyone laughed at me. And they still listened to me when I would read the greens for them and give them advice. And by the end of the round, he drove me to his car, and he gave me the best tip that I ever got, monetary wise. And he also said, "Hey, listen, you're at this course every day. I'll listen to you all the time, but you don't need to lie to me about your handicap, pal." And he slapped me on the back, and he was joking around. Overall, the lesson I learned is people are going to listen to you. You don't need to lie about, to make yourself appear something that you're not. Am I a great golfer? No, by no means of the imagination am I. But I do know the golf course very well, and I do know how to caddy, and I should trust in my ability. And I'm grateful for learning that.